What's up, YouTube? It's the Action Figure Grader coming back to you with an unboxing video. As you saw in the thumbnail and in my sweet little animation, I did get back quite a few items from Collector Archive Services. I'm trying to add a little animation occasionally at the beginning of these videos to catch your attention. I am the Jerry Bruckheimer of action figure collecting. They've got nothing on me. I'm just kidding. Let's get started, though. I've got a bunch to go through. This is going to be a fairly lengthy video. I hope you'll stick around for the end. I've got some really cool items at the end. This batch includes everything from Black Series to Vintage Collection to Prototype Proof Card to 3-packs, an autographed item, as well as a couple of vintage items. So it's a nice mishmash of different items, as I am wont to do. But first, I want to start off with a big thank you to the Bounty Hunters Guild at Bounty Hunters Guild on Instagram. The link to their eBay store is in the profile. I'm going to try and darken this up a little bit. There we go. Oh, much better. Wow, that was terrible. I want to give a big thank you to Josh and Kayla over at the Bounty Hunters Guild. I got Wave 2 of the Empire Strikes Back 40th anniversary 6-inch figures from them. And I got the entire wave graded. They came back with fantastic scores. This is one of my favorites from the batch. This is the Rebel Soldier Hoth edition, the popsicle edition of a Rebel Soldier. And what an awesome item. We've already gone through these ungraded on my channel when I got them, but I did get all these graded. They turned out great. This came back with a 90 across the board, a 91.4 overall. But this is the Rebel Hoth Soldier. I'm not going to bother showing the backs of these to you because the certificates of archival from Collector Archive Services are behind the poly bags. And I have not had a chance to get some of these out yet. But I will do my best to make additional videos. I'm trying to get my watch hours up, folks. I've hit the 1,000 subscribers, but I need a couple hundred more hours of viewing time, and then we can monetize, and I can start buying more junk or stuff and get it graded and start giving it away. So this is a really, really cool one, though, and I really appreciate it. He's got this. I think that Blacked Out Ewoks mentioned that there's an alternate face in the backpack, and then this is a cowl to go over his face, if memory serves. I could be incorrect on that, but what a cool figure. So that is the first of the Black Series. The next of the 6-inch Black Series from that same wave is one of my favorites. I've got a number of these vintage Kenner mint on card, but this is the 40th anniversary, and he just looks awesome. I really, really like the way this one looks, and it's got the proper Empire Strikes Back card. I wish that the new Vintage Collection repack coming out in spring of next year used the Empire Strikes Back instead of Return of the Jedi, but beggars cannot be choosers. This one came back with a 90+ overall, and it came back with a card and blister score of a 90 and a figure score of 95. It just missed a 95 overall, so this one is Ultra Mint. And I really, really like it. I'm sorry about all of the glare. I've tried everything. I've restarted this video about 16 times, and I give up finally. Next one is probably my second, maybe my first favorite from the batch of these Black Series 6-inch is the R2-D2 Dagobah. I really wish that Kenner had made one of these back in the day. It's such a great figure and looks amazing. I love that card back. I mean, that card back is just incredible. And the paint apps on this R2 are awesome. I mean, I love that paint app. And this one came back with an 85+, 85, 90, 95. It had one fairly pronounced scratch right down there on the card, so I knew it was not going to get a 90. But I will live with an 85+. It's okay. It's a really beautiful card. Next, we have, I think is my favorite of the batch. This is Luke Skywalker in his Snowspeeder gear. He just looks incredible. That card back is amazing. I've got the Retro Collection Ice Planet, Hoth Ice Planet Adventure game. Sorry, I can't pronounce it. But this is an awesome figure, and this card back looks great. I'm really happy to have that one. And that one came back with a 90 also. 90, 90, 95 for the scores. Finally, from that same wave, I'm going to be giving this one away. This is Lando Calrissian. He's a beauty. Came back with a great score of a 90+. I will do a separate video with sign-up information on this once I figure all that out. But I'm going to give this one away as my first thank you gift. There will be many more, I'm sure, for hitting 1,000 subscribers. So I will do a separate video with the sign up. Anyone is eligible. I will pay the shipping. I will pack it really well. Anybody, anywhere in the world. I prefer not to ship to Antarctica, but I will ship it anywhere else. Anywhere else, I will ship it to you, and I hope that you enjoy it. But there will be another video probably later this week once I get my act together. I've just got a busy week with work. So that is it for the Black Series figures. I'm going to move these out of the way because I am lacking space, and they take up a lot of space. Next, I guess we'll go with the vintage collection. I've got a couple of vintage collection items, the standard mint on cards. This is Poe Dameron, Rise of Skywalker. I can't remember what VC number it is. This is VC 160, and he came back with a 90. 90, 90, 95. So really beautiful. I got this one. I believe this was a Dorkside Toys pandemic purchase using credit card points. I actually really like that card back a lot, and it's ultra mint. So I actually was expecting it to come back higher. So that just shows you that I can never predict what the scores are going to be. I'm usually within plus or minus a half a point. Like if I'm guessing it's going to be a 90 plus, it comes back with a 90 or a 95. I consider that close enough. I thought this one would get a 90 plus, but it came back with a 90. I'm not complaining. It's fine, but it's just I could not find a flaw in this thing. But those guys know better than I do what to look for. But what an awesome figure. I know the Rise of Skywalker figures are kind of pooped on, but I enjoy this one. I really want to get a Rey. I know the Rey Jedi training one is really cool. Next, this one is the Rogue One Stormtrooper. He turned out great. I really like the way this card back looks. As Boss Bounty and Only One Kenobi, I don't do a good enough job of mentioning those guys. Those guys are the vintage collection experts, in my opinion. Go check them out. Only One Kenobi and Boss Bounty. Their channels are like 16,000 times larger than mine, so I think that they're doing okay for subscribers. But if you ever want industry information, those two are great. Also, Blue Harvest Toys is another channel. Those guys do a lot of great live streams, and they cover Mando Mondays and all the other good stuff, all the Hasbro Pulse announcements. So all three of those channels are great, and I highly recommend them. This one came back with an 85 plus. I knew it wasn't going to get a 90. I knew it wasn't going to get a 90. And you know why? Because this hyperactive rodent that is AFG got too excited when he was opening it, and I gave it a little minor crease on the card. It might be behind the certificate of archival, but I remember when I opened it that I gave it a little crunch, and it wasn't major, but I knew that it was enough to cause it to not get a 90. So it's my own fault that this didn't get a 90, but it's okay. I'll live. 85 plus, beautiful Imperial Stormtrooper. I have to admit these things, folks. When I do something really stupid because I'm over caffeinated and I'm hyperactive, like damage a card as I'm opening it, I've got to call myself out in public. So that's what I'm doing right now. But what an awesome one! This is, as those guys have covered at length on their channels. This is probably the best Stormtrooper sculpt there is for the vintage collection. What a beauty! I really like the Remnant Stormtrooper too, though, but I'm a little partial. So that is that. I've got two other really nice vintage collection related items, but they are 3-packs. This is the Target exclusive Cave of Evil special action figure set. I always wanted this one. Blacked Out Ewoks on his channel. He showed how I think it was the Black Series version of this figure, he could actually stand it up on his hands and hold up Yoda on top of his foot. There's a great video he did on that, but it's got alternate hands down here for doing that. It comes with lightsaber, both active and inactive, as well as his blaster pistol. Many people have covered how ugly this Luke is, but I'm okay with it. The Yoda and the Vader. Really, I got this because it's a 3-pack, and the Vader looks awesome the way that is. And so this is the Cave of Evil. This was a Target exclusive, one of the less expensive 3-packs to still get right now. I figured I'd go ahead and get it now while it's still cheap, and get one and get it graded for my collection, since I am a Luke Skywalker fan. And I'm going to try and zoom in on this. There it is, 90 for the for the box. The window got a 90 and the figure got a 95. Luke, Yoda, Spectral, Darth Vader, Target exclusive. And I believe this was 2019. It might be 2018. I can't tell. I don't really care. It looks awesome. Another Luke for my collection. And Vader, really, too. I mean, I'm a big Vader and Luke fan. And so this one turned out great. I'm really excited about it. And if you're looking for one of these, they're not that expensive. You just got to be careful to look for ones without dings and folds and things like that. And it took me a little while to find one that was super mint, but I did finally get one. And I didn't pay a ton for it. So these can still be found cheap. The next one, on the other hand, although not nearly as bad as some, it's still quite expensive. This is the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. I believe this is the 2019 San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. There's a 2018 was the Dr. Aphra 3-pack. I've got that one at Collector Archive right now, but this is awesome. I love this one. And it's got the Luke Stormtrooper, Luke X-Wing, and Luke Jedi, and it's called the Luke Skywalker Jedi Destiny Knight 3-pack. The card back on this is awesome. It's kind of like foil, and it's got all kinds of different shots in there, and I wish the archival wasn't in there, but at some point I'll do I've got 1, 2, 3 other 3-packs that are either going to be going to grading or at grading, and I'm probably going to wait until I get a couple more of these back, and then we'll just do a video on all 3 or 4 of them, 5 of them, whatever. But this one turned out great, and it came back with a 90, so really, really beautiful. I'm really happy to have that one. So that is that one. And then I've got a few others, and we're almost done. I did pick up a proof card. This was, I believe, from Celebration 7, Star Wars Celebration 7. There was 4 of these, actually. There was, look at my hand. I cut my hand opening the box. I was so hyperactive. I hurt myself. This is my commitment to you guys, my subscribers, is that I was so anxious to open these items up that I sliced my hand open, trying to get them out of the box from Collector Archive Services. They bomb-proof everything, and I was just so committed to making a video for you guys that I hurt myself. But no, I'm kidding. But anyway, this is the 30th anniversary tech proof card, a pre-production proof card of Darth Vader. This was given away, I believe, at Celebration 7 in 2007, if memory serves. Yes. This is awesome. There was 4 different ones. There was this Vader, there was Luke Farmboy, there was a Stormtrooper, and then there was a Welcome to Celebration 7 card that has all kinds of great artwork on it. So those are the 4, I believe, that were available at Celebration. And so this is the first one. A local buddy of mine just gave me another set. So at some point I'll have the full set of 3 figures. I don't have the welcome proof card, but anyway, this is the Darth Vader, and he came back with a 90+ ultra high grade Darth Vader 2007 30th anniversary Darth Vader proof card. So I believe these were giveaways at Celebration 7, if memory serves me. But it turned out great. I love that card art. It looks awesome. Blacked Out Ewoks, as I mentioned, I do have another one of these coming from a local buddy that I will send your way at some point. So I know you wanted one of these. Okay, next. I did get another autographed item for my collection. This is the foil card, I believe Collection 3. Yeah, Collection 3. Power of the Force 2 Vader. This was the 1997 release with the foil sticker. There's also the photo sticker. I'm sure a few others, but this is autographed by Dave Prowse. Again, I've got a removable helmet, Darth Vader, that I believe is a freeze frame that is also signed. That one came back with a CAS 80+, or 85, excuse me, and this one came back with a 90. Let's see if I can get a better zoom here. 1997 Star Wars Power of the Force 2 foil label Darth Vader, signed by Dave Prowse, 91.7, so a very high grade. Really cool to add to my Vader collection. I think I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 Vader item, Power of the Force 2 Vader items now that are graded. But this is really beautiful. I'm really glad I picked it up. And so that is that. I'll put some of these. Why don't I put some of these up? And so you're not staring at my background again, which is so boring. Let's put up some of these like this, shall we? Watch them all go toppling over onto my Lukes. That would be terrible. There we go. Okay. Well, we got a few anyway. Okay. Two more items. Here we are. In terms of vintage, I got 2 vintage items. This is the Tri-Logo Palatoy 70, what is it? The 70, yeah, 70 back C is what they call this. This is the etched bubble around the edges, and this is the Rancor Keeper, McKeely, however you pronounce his name. He came back with an 80, and here's the score on that one. I got a great deal on this one on eBay. It just kept going down and down and down in price, and I was like, why has this not sold? And I finally picked it up. It came back with a card of 80, blister 85, figure 85, 81.2, 80 overall. I thought this was going to score higher, honestly. I thought this would get an 80 plus, but I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. I only complain. You notice I only complain when I get the low scores. If my proof card gets a 90 plus, I very quickly move on. But anytime something comes in lower than I expected, I gotta make sure to mention it, and that's not fair. That's not fair to the grading companies. So, but this one turned out great. I really love it. Another Tri-Logo. I think I've got now 12 or 13 Tri-Logo figures. So this one turned out really great. Really happy to have it. And so at some point we'll get these out of the poly bags. But I just want to get this video up before my kids get home and all. And it just my house devolves into quick and total chaos very quickly. This next one is really cool. I showed you this one a few months ago, ungraded, on my channel, or on my Instagram, excuse me. And this is another one of these 1980 Takara diecast model kits. And I've already got the larger one, which is the Snow Walker versus Snow Speeder. But this is a smaller set that is much more compact. It was another one I found on eBay and probably overpaid for it, but I don't care. It turned out really nice. But this is I'll try and show you the art here. The Snow Speeder versus Scout Walker, and I had them encased it the exact same way with the Japanese instructions. These were made by Sakuda, same company that did my Yoda that I just had a recent video on, but they were die-cast model kits. And this is still factory sealed. The contents are still factory sealed. One interesting thing is that one of the Snow Speeder's blaster tips is pointed upwards, so it's like a factory error because it was sealed that way. It wasn't like it was bent after the fact, but I thought that was kind of interesting. But there's a number of, I think there's 5 or 6 different sets in this die-cast model 1980s Sakuda line. And I've got 2 of the easiest ones now. These 2 are the easiest to find, but there's some much more difficult to find ones, such as the Slave 1 versus Millennium Falcon. There's the Imperial Cruiser or Star Destroyer versus the Tantive and Millennium Falcon. There is the X-Wing versus TIE Fighter. And I think those are the only other 3. There might be 1 or 2 others that I'm not aware of off the top of my head. I tried to do some research ahead of time on these, but there's just not much information out there on them. But they're really cool, and I've got 2 of them now, and I just love the way they were cased. I forgot to show you the label, so let me do that. This came back with an 80 score. Snow Speeder versus Scout Walker diecast model kit, Sakuda. So Sakuda had a lot of kind of weird items like this. They had some, disc firing, die-cast metal R2s and 3POs, and they had this line. They had the Sakuda Kenner card backs, obviously. There's just a number of really wacky items that Sakuda made kind of in the 1980 to 1983 time frame. And I just thought I'd capture another one of these because it just looks so cool, having the Japanese writing, and the artwork is what sells me on these. I just love the artwork on these, and I just can't resist. I can't resist, something like this. But it turned out great. I really like it, and it's a little bit more compact than the other one. Anyway, that is all I got. I hope you enjoyed seeing everything. We will have some additional videos later, but thank you for watching, and I'm going to try and put together some photos right now for some of these for the end of this video. Thanks for watching.